Hello, my little biscuits. It's me, Fresh Looks by Hannah P. I wanted to start our day, our week actually, because it's Monday, with an easy at-home beach wave tutorial. That is probably the number one thing that my clients tell me they have a hard time with, and it can be tricky at first, but there are little tips and tricks that can help. So I'm going to do the simplest version of this. I'm going to beach wave using my Hot Tools 1 1/4 curling iron. Mine's freakishly long, but I got it because duh, the colors are cool. And then my handy dandy nano titanium Babyliss Pro flat iron. This flat iron is about 1 inch. Easy, easy, easy. I set my curling iron all the way to the highest heat, and I'm going to set my flat iron to, let's see, out of 50, I'm gonna do 25. So 50 is the highest, I'm gonna go for 25. So, I have my Hot Tools on a pan because I couldn't find my mat to protect the patio from catching on fire. That would be not what we need right now, huh? So I decided to do this outside today because it's just insanely beautiful, and honestly, we never utilize our closed-in porch. So welcome to our patio at Casa de la Thomas. And here we go. So step one, obviously, if you guys watched my tutorial yesterday, I flat ironed it. It's doing pretty good considering the texture of my hair is kind of funky. I'm just gonna brush it out using my WetBrush paddle brush. Let's see, where do we want to part it? So first, find your part. I'm gonna go and do a little left part today. I can shake it like I'm mad at it, but this is my Moroccan Oil Perfect Defense heat protectant spray. I put it in yesterday when I flat ironed. I already blew my hair out with the R&Co High Dive Moisture and Shine Cream, so that also has heat protectant, but better safe than sorry. I'm gonna pull up just the nape area is where I'm gonna do this first. Holding it 6 to 8 inches away, up to the peaks, temples, same thing. And then, as we know, when I get to the front, I'm gonna do a little extra because hairlines are more fragile and susceptible to damage. And that's where we mess with it most anyways. So, really good to make sure that we're doing our part because he is the devil. Pain is beauty, baby. Okay, so to complete this look, I'll show you guys really quick all of the tools and products that I'm gonna use. So I already showed you heat protectant spray, Moroccan oil. It's amazing. It smells like freaking heaven. My favorite dry shampoo, IGK First Class. It's all natural. It's amazing, cruelty-free. Smells like heaven. I've recently become obsessed with this hairspray. My girl Nikki did the hair for my best friend's wedding that I was in, and she was using this on everyone. It's by Design Me, Hold Me, 3 ways. It's insane because you can change it and do low, medium, or high. So if you want a heavy hold, do the heavy, the H. If you want a medium hold, you just turn it. If you want a light hold, you turn it. So it's awesome. My R&Co High Dive Moisture and Shine. It's amazing, all natural, a great leave-in conditioner pre-blowout. I'm gonna use it today to do a little piecing out at the end, so I'll show you that then. The Wella Glam Mist. This is one of my favorite shine sprays. It is pretty inexpensive. It's very lightweight. It lasts forever, and a little bit goes a long way. I love it. And then my good old IGK BeachClub. This is a texturizing spray. It's awesome. I'll use that to style. I'm going to use 1 black butterfly clip, 1 thermal resistant comb, and then, as I showed you on my baking pan, my Babyliss and my Hot Tools. Cool. Alrighty, so something that I have learned that works best for me, and it's a trick that I do on all of my clients that have hair at the clavicle or up, is I take the nape section, doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm gonna flat iron that. Short pushes to long, so if you curl waves that are in the shortest length of your hair, which is this nape area, it's going to push out, which could be okay if you want a lot of body and volume, but with my hair at this length, I feel like it gives you that kind of like pyramid effect, and it's not very cute. So I just go ahead and I flat iron underneath. I'm actually probably gonna do this for about 2 sections. I have it on a lower heat. I told you guys 25 out of 50. I already flat ironed it yesterday. It's pretty smooth already. I'm not gonna blast it with 50 degrees. So I'm combing that and letting it set nice and smooth. Remember yesterday I told you guys that if you go and you put heavy heat on your hair with a styling tool or blow dryer or whatever, and you go and you immediately start playing with it or lie it in a manner that you don't want it to set in, it ain't gonna be good, girl, because your hair will set how it is once it's cool. So don't touch it until it's cool. So I just gently brushed it back with my comb so it'll lie and straight and low directly in the back, which is exactly how I want it to be with this look at the end. Okay. Can you hear the birds chirping? Like, doesn't that give you hope for life? Mother Nature's like, I don't know. I don't trust her right now because it's like we didn't get a winter, but she was like, hold my beer. We're gonna call it even with COVID. So, you know, whatever. Who am I to judge her? Okay, second section. About 1 inch above the ear on both sides. In the back, you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and flat iron this too, y'all. Roots down, lower heat, guiding it how I want it to lie. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the back with it. If you don't feel comfortable doing this in the back, split it and pull it to the front, honey. Around my ears gets extra sassy because I'm one of those freaks that plays with my hair all day. Judge me, Susan. And I put it by my ears so it's always crimped and wacky. Okay, so now we're at the eyes and up, right? So this is where I'll start waving on shorter lengths of hair, excuse me. So like I was saying, if I have a guest in my chair who has hair at the clavicle or up, I always flat iron the underlying layers. You don't need to have every piece of hair curled on your head if you're going for that beachy, laid back look. If you want to look like more of a glam, super curly Sue look, curl your whole head. But for this look, we don't want the short pushing to long. So I have flat ironed all the way up to here, okay? So now is when we're gonna actually start utilizing our curling iron. So I'm gonna take a section from my temples, up, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna use my butterfly clip. Again, if you guys don't have access to clips, does not matter. I have it because I own a hair salon, but you can feel free to use a hair tie if that's what you have. I'm gonna get it nice and smooth so it's easy. Okay, so I am using a curling iron to show you guys this because to me, as someone who has started on a curling iron and grown to learn how to do it with a flat iron and various other hot tools, for me, I think that this is the best way to learn step one. So, 2 things we need to remember when we're doing this. We don't want to curl the root and we don't want to curl the ends. If you curl roots to ends, you will look like Little Orphan Annie. Not today, honey. So, we're going to leave out the roots and we are not going to curl our ends. So keep that in mind. I always tell my clients when I'm teaching them this in the salon to put it in the middle, wrap it once, and pull it through the ends, okay? Wrap it, put it in the middle, wrap it once, ends. Middle, wrap it once, ends. I literally will repeat this to myself when I was learning. It will make it so much easier for you, okay? So we're gonna take a section. Our section is not going to be larger than the width of our barrel. So I'm using a 1 1/4 inch barrel. I'm not going to grab a section that from the root is larger than 1 1/4 inches, okay? When we are in front of the face and these sections that are from the ears forward, we always wanna wrap away. If I wrap this all directly into my face, I'm gonna have little old hair curtains, girl, and ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So, step 1, take my clamp, put it in the middle, wrap it once. You can see that my ends are out and there is as much of my root out as there is ends, and I'm going to pull it through, okay? So I didn't unclamp it and drop it. You need to follow all the way through to the ends with the heat. Easy, easy, easy. That's 1. So I'm just gonna pick up pieces going back from here, same size, again, middle, wrap it once, pull it down. Middle, wrap it once, pull it down. This is definitely a technique where I would recommend splitting your hair in half and pulling it to the front and curling. It's definitely harder to curl the back of your head when you can't see it. So I split mine, and I know that the pieces that I'm grabbing up are all going to balance out in the end, and I won't have chunks missing. Okay, left side. Easy, right? So if you're having trouble with this at home on your own, it's probably because, like I was initially, you're wrapping too much of the hair in and you're curling too much of it and it looks too defined, and you get to the end and you're like, I look like a psychopath. I look like my baby doll from childhood, which is like kind of creepy. So middle, leave out the roots, leave out the ends, and pull it through, honey. Other side. Okay, so now that I've done my first section of curls from my first section, which is at my eyes, I'm going to put my Design Me hairspray at the medium level, shake it, do a good quick spray just to kind of set it a little bit. I'm gonna drop my next section. Keeping my sections to true size. I'm gonna put this one away for now. These little kind of face framing bang layers that I have, when you guys, if you have shorter pieces around your face, pay attention to where your eyes are when you're wrapping it in. I wrap it right where my eye is, and then I pull it out. You want the bend to be around your eye. You don't want it to be too up high, right? Okay, set that one. I'm also gonna throw in a little bit of my shine spray since we're getting towards the top. Okay, last section. This one's fairly easy to do and important because it's on top. So I'll start in the back and I'm going to do little done. I try to take these ones at more of a diagonal section because I don't want them to roll straight back. Super sassy. Just gonna leave it like this. Absolutely not. So remember what I said from earlier, what am I not going to do, Susan? I'm not going to immediately put my hands in these curls because I can feel on my head that they're still warm, which means they haven't set yet, right? So I'll go through and lightly spray everything. I always tell my guests, as soon as you're done styling it with heat, take like a minute, 30 seconds, unplug your tools. So I'm gonna unplug my curling iron, but I left my flat iron on, and I'm gonna tell you why. So these are almost good. Okay, so I don't know if you've noticed, but the one biggest difference between a true like glam wave and the newer technique of beach wave is that the ends are pretty straight, right? That's what makes it look more broken up and lived in. So there are other ways to make sure that you have a really defined end that can be a little bit trickier. That would be start to finish using a flat iron. We didn't do that technique today. We'll do that next time. But today, to kind of split it into two and make it easier for you, I went through and I used my curling iron to define the wave. And now we're gonna go ahead and just pop this on our ends really quick, just to make sure that they're a little bit more defined and flat. So I'll just pick up pieces and it's on my medium heat and I'm literally just grabbing at the end of the last wave and defining it. End of the last wave, define it. These guys are real sassy. These are real Little Orphan Annie. Oh, these. Don't even get me started on these guys. Okay, cool, easy. Unplug that, give it a second, let my hair cool down and set. I'm gonna go ahead and use my shine spray all over. Kind of being excessive because maybe I want to look like a damn princess in my backyard for the next 30 days. What's it to you? Okay, so before I brush it out, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my favorite dry shampoo at the root. It's gonna give us a little texture and body. It'll also help maintain this look without allowing oil to take over. And then I'm going to put a smidge of my Moisture and Shine Cream, like literally pea size, on my fingers. Mix it in between both hands, just pulling what I need to the fingertips. And I'm gonna start to go mids to ends. Just so gently using my fingers, okay? Because we don't want to look like Little Orphan Annie, remember? And if you do, that's totally fine. I will also do a wave tutorial for glam waves because sometimes we want to look sassy like that. Okay, now I'm gonna use, these pieces always drive me crazy. Texture spray, shake it like you're mad at it. This is gonna give us body throughout. So I always kind of pull up my hair and put it up in between each little section Not forgetting the back because I have a massive cowlick. Yay. Just kind of playing with it. If I want more texture, I'll add more texture. So freaking easy, you guys. It's definitely kind of tricky when you're first getting the hang of it. Like everything in life, right? But doesn't take long to do. A lot easier to achieve than you probably initially thought. How's my cowlick? If I was going somewhere, I would tease the back a little bit just to kind of hide that guy. But super easy. Now I look like I have something to do with my life today, and guess what, honey? I don't. I hope that this tutorial helped you and maybe gave you a little insight to what you could do better when you're curling your hair, or maybe I taught you from start to finish something you didn't know entirely. Either way, I hope it helped. I appreciate you watching and tuning in. If you liked this video and it helped you, please share it with a friend. And if there are any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to comment and ask me. That's what I'm here for, and I literally have nothing else to do right now, girl. So, I love you all. Stay safe, wash your hands, and don't forget to let me know what you want to see next. Happy Monday, angels.